Okay, today we're diving into something that is a massive deal for India's education system. The CBSE is rolling out a huge overhaul for its exams starting in 2026. And trust me, this is way more than just a little tweak. It's a complete game changer that's going to affect millions of students and teachers. So, let's break down exactly what's happening.
Now, to really get why this is such a big move, you have to understand the sheer scale we're talking about. Just for the Class 12 exams, every single year, CBSE has to evaluate over 1 crore answer books. That's 10 million with a million. 10 million physical papers that all have to be checked by hand, scored, and processed. It's a logistical mountain, and it's about to be completely reimagined.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the big challenges with the old pen and paper system. Then, we'll jump into CBSE's 3 major changes, and we're going to take a really close look at the new digital evaluation process. And finally, we'll talk about what this new, smarter, faster future really means for everybody.
All right, let's start with the big question. Why? Why change a system that's been around for decades? Well, when you're dealing with over 1 crore answer sheets manually, you start to run into some really critical problems that are pretty much impossible to fix without a major shift.
And you don't have to take my word for it. The CBSE chairperson himself, Sri Rahul Singh, laid it out perfectly. He said there were 2 incredibly common and, really frustrating mistakes. First, simple human errors in just adding up the marks, and second, entire questions just being accidentally skipped by the person checking the paper. These 2 things, right there, became the main targets for this whole reform.
So to tackle those challenges head-on, CBSE came up with a really bold 3-part plan for 2026. And again, this isn't just a minor adjustment. We're talking about a fundamental redesign of how they run and evaluate exams.
Okay, so these are the 3 pillars. First, students will get to take 2 board exams a year. Second, they're splitting up answer sheets so that subject experts can grade their specific sections. And the third, which is the biggest tech jump of them all, is a full-on digital evaluation for every single Class 12 paper. Now, all 3 are huge, but honestly, it's this move to digital that's the real engine driving the biggest changes in accuracy and speed. So that's where we're going to focus.
And this right here, this shows you just how big of an upgrade we're talking about. The old way? Prone to totaling errors. The new way? The totals are automated. No more mistakes. Before, physical papers could literally get lost. Now, you've got secure digital copies. The process used to be slow and stuck in one place. Now it's fast and nationwide. And maybe most importantly, where a teacher could accidentally miss a question, the new system won't even let them submit the paper if it's incomplete. So you're probably wondering, how does this whole digital thing actually work? How does a student's handwritten answer sheet turn into a digitally graded paper? Let's walk through that journey. For the teachers, this is the biggest change. Right here, the whole physical act of grading is being transformed. The classic red pen is getting replaced by a computer mouse, and those giant stacks of paper on a desk, they're now a digital file on a screen. The skill, the expertise of evaluation, that's all still there, but the tools are getting a major 21st century upgrade.
And the process is actually pretty slick and straightforward. First up, all the physical answer books are gathered up and scanned in one central place. Next, these new digital copies are randomly sent out to evaluators all over the country, which gets rid of any potential for local bias. Then, teachers log into a special online portal and grade the papers right on their computer screen. And finally, the software itself does a final check, making sure absolutely nothing was missed before it's submitted.
So just so we're all on the same page, the official name for this whole process is on-screen marking, or OSM. That's the term for taking a physical answer sheet, turning it into a digital image, and then having an examiner grade it on a computer. It's the core technology making this whole reform possible.
But here's where it gets really powerful. Beyond just fixing mistakes, this new system brings in a whole new level of data and quality control. The system can automatically see how much time a teacher spends on each paper. It can flag potential mistakes. It logs who is participating and when in real time. And every single recheck by a head examiner leaves a digital trail. This isn't just about keeping tabs on people. It's about moving to a data-driven approach that gives us insights we could never get before.
Okay, so we've seen the problem and we've seen the new process. But what's the payoff? What are the real, tangible benefits for the students waiting for their results, for the teachers doing all this hard work, and for the education system as a whole?
Let's talk about time first. For teachers, the whole evaluation period is expected to drop from about 12 days down to just 9. Now that might not sound like a lot, but it is a huge deal.
It means teachers can get back to their own classrooms and back to teaching sooner, which means less disruption for everyone during the school year.
And the benefits really do spread out everywhere. Students, well, they get what they care about most, results that are accurate and delivered faster. Teachers get their valuable time back with way less hassle. The system as a whole becomes way more efficient and gets all that amazing data. And hey, there's even a cool environmental perk: less fuel used to truck millions of answer sheets all over the country.
So to wrap it all up, the key takeaways are super clear. Those two biggest manual errors, bad math and missed questions, they're gone. The whole process is faster. More teachers can now participate, even from schools outside of India. It's better for the environment, and it frees up so much precious time for educators to actually teach. It's an upgrade across the board. You know, this move by CBSE is a really monumental step. It shows that even the biggest, most established systems can be modernized with the right technology. And it leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. If we can use tech to solve one of the biggest logistical headaches in exams, the evaluation, what does that open up for the future?
Thank you for watching. And part 2 explaining how to do digital evaluation will be in the next video. If you found this useful, click the button like, share and subscribe.